Hi everyone, it's Kirk from The Next Level Now. You know, I've been talking a lot about health, diet, nutrition lately, and that's all part of what The Next Level Now is all about. The way I want to kind of get you to think about this, think of it like you're an athlete. And back in the late 60s, early 70s, when I was a kid and the Steelers were playing, and one of the big players would get injured. Franco Harris would get injured, or Mikey Wagner would get injured. And they'd pull him off, take him into the locker room, and you're all worried. And pretty soon they'd come back out to the cheering crowd, and they'd put on their helmet and they'd continue to play. Well, what they were doing was they were taking these guys in, they're giving them an injection into that, twisted knee for pain. They'd give them another injection to keep the inflammation down. Then they'd wrap it with something nice and tight. And they'd put their helmet on them and tell them, get back out there and go play. The problem with that was, with no pain, and then the inflammation being suppressed, meaning that it's not there to bringing all the stuff in that's necessary for healing, no rest. They were literally tearing those tissues apart. And they were unaware of it because there was no pain. That's what you did. So, treating symptoms is truly not the way to go. We need to treat the cause. When we have these types of things going on in our bodies, we need to take the time to figure out what caused it, and then we need to address that issue, not address just the symptoms. So for diet, those symptoms start to show up with these health problems very, very early. They're showing up as things that you and I aren't paying attention to, and the reason we're not is we've all been convinced that we need to eat the wrong foods. We need to eat processed foods, is what they've been telling us. Oh, it's McDonald's, it's healthy. Go to Wendy's, it's fine. Eat lots of cereal, lots of breads, lots of grains. Twinkies and Ho-Hos won't hurt you. Not that they're saying that, but you see it on television all the time. You're inundated with it. But when you overload your system with that much sugar, that much carbohydrate, that much glucose, right, you start to become glucose intolerant. That's a fancy doctor way of saying you're bumping right up against being a diabetic. You're going to find things happening to you like brain fog. Did you ever have that? Dang it, I'm not that old. How come I can't remember what it was I was just talking about? Those are all things that happen. We get fatigued very quickly, very easily. Oh, well, it's just because I'm getting older. And we make all these lovely, lovely excuses. We're starting to notice a little bit of a belly coming around, right? A little bit of gut issues. These are early signs of metabolic dysfunction. These are signs that you're eating the wrong foods. They're signs that you're not getting enough rest. You're not drinking enough water. You're not doing enough to keep your system running the way it's supposed to run, not running it on stuff that's going to tear it apart. We don't want to be that athlete in the locker room getting a couple of shots in a tape job and being sent back out. We'd much rather go ahead and have a healthy diet. We'd much rather have a healthy set of exercise, healthy rest. We'd rather get that metabolic system set up to do what it's supposed to do. You're seeing changes take place in this country right now. They're at the very beginning stages. It is going to happen. You're going to see it, maybe not in my lifetime. I'm a few extra trips around the sun. Maybe it won't happen in my lifetime, but I hope it happens in yours. We saw the food pyramid get flipped. And now, instead of eating foods that are easy to grow, easy to package, have a shelf life of infinity. When was the last time you ever saw a Ho-Ho go bad? They don't. All right, but those are not things necessarily we should be eating. You want to eat foods for quick energy in smaller amounts, and then eat more foods like proteins and some healthy fats, because those are the things that are going to help replenish your body. Those are the things that are going to help give it structural strength, keep the muscle mass, keep that going, keep things healthy for you, and just use enough sugar to keep you going from meal to meal. When we overload with that sugar, we are just literally burning the system up. You're going to destroy it. You're going to get that mid-belly bulge, which eventually is going to lead you to a 40% chance higher possibility of having a heart attack, having a stroke. It's going to ruin your immune system. It's going to help you to get to being a diabetic faster. Hopefully you never do, but I mean, it will lead you there. We need to be aware of these things. We need to start paying attention to these things because it is going to eventually bite us all in the tail end if we're not careful. So my recommendation to you would be to pay attention to what it is you're eating. Stay away from some of those higher glycemic index carbohydrates. These would be the things that you know are bad. I don't even have to tell you what they are. You know what they are. I would advise you to find your healthcare consultant who is your physician who is very up to date on this type of thinking. Ask them if they understand what a metabolic dysfunction is. Ask them if they understand what the criteria are for that and what are they going to do about it, because you're going to need that help. All right, but at any rate, that's part of what we do at the Next Level Now. So I would invite you to please continue to watch our videos, share them. Please, if you're interested, reach out, DM me right here on this and get into a conversation with me about this so that we can help determine if this is something that maybe needs a little more attention on your part. We're here to help. That's what we're here to do. All right, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.